Hey guys, AC here. Welcome to my house, and today we're going to talk about should you buy a single family rental property or a multifamily property? Well, I'm here to tell you there's money to be made in both. I've made plenty of money in both, and there's not one that I would eliminate and say avoid. But I did get started in multifamily, small multifamily. These are duplexes, triplexes, and quadruplexes, and it is my first true love in real estate. And I do give it a slight edge over single family investing, and I'm going to explain why. But first, before we get started, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and I've got to remind you, my book Housefire, that beautiful cover with the match, is available on Amazon right now, so you can learn everything to be financially independent and retire early. That's what FIRE stands for, through rental houses specifically, so go check that out on Amazon. It's also in the description below if you want a quick link to it. So, to level set, to finance a small multifamily compared to a single family, it's the exact same loan product. They're the Fannie and the Freddie mortgages that you would get to buy your primary residence. It's the same thing. So there's no extra costs or savings if you went with a single family over a multifamily. Again, it has to be 4 units or fewer, but as long as you're buying that product, the loan is going to be the same. It's underwritten the same, and there's no real big difference to buying a single family or multifamily. So I just wanted to level set that to begin with. Now I'm going to get into my 5 reasons why I like multifamily slightly more than single family. So first, you get to reduce vacancy pains. What I mean by that, the single family house that's vacant, it earns you $0. But if you had a duplex that you bought for the exact same amount of money and one goes vacant, well, you're still making half of your rental income, right? It's not going to be as painful. You've scaled and reduced the risk vacancies by having a duplex. Again, that goes up if it's a triplex or a quadruplex. One vacancy is maybe still going to cash flow you money if you have a quadruplex. Those other 3 units are probably going to cover the mortgage, and you don't have to come out of pocket. But with single family, you would, and that's sort of why I would say multifamily has a slight edge over single family when it comes to vacancy and the risk of vacancy. The second reason why I like multifamily over single family is that I can push and test market rent. What I mean by that is if you have a single family house and you're saying, hey, I need to renovate the kitchen and the bathroom, and I think I can get $500 more a month in rent. So you put in all your money and your effort, and then you put it on the market and you raise the rent $500 and crickets. Right? Well, I can't rent it out. I thought I could rent it out for $500. So then you drop it $100, and now you're asking for $400, and you're testing the market. And you got a lot of showings, but no one's biting. So then you drop it another $100, and finally you get that rental tenant. So you spent a lot of money thinking you could get $500 more in rent, but you ended up getting $300 more in rent. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that return on investment still worked out for you. Maybe not. But it probably was a very tight month or 2 of trying different price points to see if that single family could be rented out for more money. Now with a multifamily, it gets a little bit easier. Typically, not all, but typical multifamilies have the exact same floor plan. So if you have a duplex, it's just a mirror image on either side, or it's up and down. Same with a triplex or quadruplex. Typically, you have the same floor plan throughout. Not all are this way, but if you do, it's a great way to test the market, because what happens is if one tenant moves out, then you put in your effort and your money to renovate 1 unit to test the market. If you try to raise the rent $500 and it sticks, great. You know that as soon as the other units come available, you can do the exact same renovations and repairs and get the exact same rent. Your comps have been tested. If it goes down to $300 or $200 improvement after all that work, and you're like, wow, that wasn't worth it, then you know, hey, I'm not going to spend the money in the other 2 units or the other 3 units when they become available, because I didn't get the return on my money. I tested the market, it didn't work, and maybe I'll try again in 2 years or 3 years when it becomes available in another unit. So this is a great way for multifamily for you to test the market without a whole lot of risk involved. My third reason why I prefer multifamilies over single families if possible is you get to scale repairs. Let's say you had $100,000 invest, you could either put that down as a 25% down payment on a $400,000 quadruplex, or you could buy 4 $100,000 single family homes, $25,000 each. So you have 4 single family homes, or it's all condensed into a quadruplex. Exact same amount of money. Now you have CapEx, which is capital expenditures, just sort of the big ticket items in the home to keep it running that you don't really get return on the value. You replace the roof. It doesn't mean the property goes up. Every house needs a roof, or you have to replace the AC, the foundation needs some re-supports, things like that. These are sort of repairs that don't increase the value. They're just necessary repairs for a house. Well, with quadruplex, you only have one roof to worry about. You've only got one foundation. You only have one pest control bill. When compared to 4 single-family homes, well, you've got 4 roofs to worry about, 4 foundation, 4 pest control bills, maybe 4 landscaping bills. So by investing in quadruplex, you've reduced some of those CapEx expenditures and really, really scaled down your expenses. And this goes a long way as you grow your portfolio. Now, the fourth reason I love multifamily over single family is that you've got options in terms of density. You can take a duplex and turn it into a single family. If the market is saying this is a single family neighborhood, you could take a quadruplex and turn it into a duplex. If you want to combine 2 units, you can always scale down the density. You could take a quadruplex. I've done this with a quadruplex where it was 4 one-bedroom units, and I've turned it into a duplex of 2 two-bedroom, 2-bath units because I got more rental income that way. You can always scale down the density on a multifamily and no harm done. But you can't do that with a single family. You can't take a single family and turn it into a duplex very easily. Or take a single family and turn it into a triplex or a quadruplex. That requires going to the zoning board, getting approvals. Maybe you could take a single family and build an ADU unit, that's an accessory dwelling unit, or like a mother-in-law suite, a detached building in the backyard. Some zoning allows that for single family, but it's really, really difficult to take a single family and upzone it to have higher density. So just having this option, whether you use it or not, is a benefit for multifamily over single family, in my opinion. Now, the fifth reason why I love multifamily over single family is this. House hacking. House hacking is probably the best wealth generation you can do to get started on the property ladder. And what that means is you can live in one unit and you rent out the other unit. And if you do it right and the numbers work out, the rental of those other units will cover your entire mortgage and you live for free. Your living expenses, your mortgage payment right now, or your rental payment right now, probably eat up about 40 to 50% of your take-home pay. Imagine getting rid of that. You live in one unit of a triplex and you rent out the other 2 units and they cover your mortgage. That is the beauty of a multifamily house hack. That's what the house hacking method is. You live in one unit and you rent out the others. You can kind of pull this off with a single family with a roommate situation where you buy a single family house and you live in one master bedroom and you rent out the secondary units to cover your mortgage expenses. It can be done that way. It's just you have less privacy. So remember, with a house hack, you can buy a primary residence with 3% down, 3.5% down FHA loan or a 5% conventional loan, and it's not an investment loan because you're going to be living in one of the units, whether it's a single family or a duplex or a triplex or quadruplex. Again, it's the same loan product. So this is what's beautiful about multifamily is I can buy into a multifamily with very little down payment and still have the other units cover all of my mortgage payment. And maybe in your market, it covers 75% of it, but still, that is a huge win, and that really reduces your monthly living expenses so you can save more money so you can go buy real estate. So there you go. Those are my top 5 reasons why I slightly prefer multifamily over single family. But again, I would never not buy a single family rental if the numbers didn't make sense. There's ways to make money in single family, and I'll cover that in another video. And you can also read about it in Housefire the book, or go to thehouseofac.com, which is my website where I have all these videos, some blog posts, and more coming your way. So thanks for checking out the House of AC today, and I'll see you next time.